Good morning, happy Monday. It is the start of a new week and I'm so excited because one, we're 1 week closer to spring break, and two, we're 1 week closer to Ron Clark, and three, I'm just pumped for a new week. So we're here, we're living. I wanted to share with you guys, so today is going to be my excuse me, my teaching only informative video. So I hope you guys liked that last week. I did get a couple messages and stuff on Instagram saying that you guys liked it, so thank you. And that one seemed to have gotten a lot of thumbs up, so I think that you guys liked it. Obviously if you're not a teacher, this video is probably kind of a waste for you, but my channel is supposed to be teaching related, so I think it's a good mix between the two. So between teaching and personal. Anyway, this week I wanted to share with you guys a couple things. So the first being, I actually filmed a bunch of Instagram stories about this and I'm so upset because none of them loaded. And then they I could never get them to upload. I don't know why. They just kept saying they failed and I don't know. So anyway, I wanted to share with you guys what we did on Friday, which I would have shared with you guys anyway, but I'm just stating a fact that I'm really annoyed that they didn't go on Instagram. But anyway, so on Friday we did our planting unit. So we're starting to do Science Fridays, and we started off, which I just see a piece of trash in my room now, I'm not gonna be able to let it go. We started off with planting with our first Science Friday. Wow, the sun. And so I had them jigsaw one of their readings for STEM scopes. So basically a jigsaw is when nothing new, I didn't make this up, it's an Avid strategy, but they basically, I chunk up the reading into different pieces, and then each group or person or however you do it is in charge of a certain piece of it, and then they come together and then teach the rest of the students the content. So how I did it for this was, because it was about plants, and I feel at this point knowing things about plants isn't new information. Knowing that plants need water and they need sunlight is not new information for these kids. So I felt confident going into a jigsaw using this type of material. Had it been something totally new, I wouldn't have felt confident doing it, because I just feel they wouldn't have gotten as much learning as they probably could have. But since it was not new, I figured it was a good time to kind of practice this skill, and I kind of thought it was not gonna go super well. I don't know why. But it actually did. So this is what I did. I had the STEM scopes. This is the STEMscopedia, and this is just basically their textbook essentially for the lesson that we're on. So this one was only 1 page front and back. Sometimes they end up being 4 pages front and back, which is really long, but it's kind of just boring to just sit there and stand and deliver this kind of stuff. So I split it up into 4 sections just based off of the headings, and then the bottom one I thought was a sum it up, but I realized afterward it wasn't, so we just did that part whole group. But I basically split all my students into 4 groups, and then each group was in charge of that little section. And so what I did was I gave them a piece of paper, just a blank piece of paper, and I told them they needed to read through the section, and then once they read through the section with their group, then they needed to write down what the most important points were that the other students need to know from you guys reading that. And then they basically just got up there and they presented what they had learned in their section, and then each of the rest of the students learned. And then they ended up using this for a little not writing activity, but an activity that went with it. So because it was nothing super new, I felt okay doing it. Like I said, if it were all new information, I wouldn't have felt as good about doing it. And then it was super short sections, which I think helped them to be even more successful as well. So that was what we did on Friday. We also planted our plants, and I let them wear their goggles. I got a class set of goggles from STEM Scopes for excuse me, oh my gosh. I got a class set of goggles, and so I wanted them to use the goggles because I just thought it would be fun. Some years I feel the students are super game for fun stuff like that, and then some years they're just not. This year I was okay guys, we're gonna wear our goggles, and it'll be super, just it'll be fun, and we're not wearing them because we have to, we're just wearing them because it would just be an added bonus. And they're okay. I was obviously we're just planting, it's not gonna hurt our eyes, but We got all of our plants all planted. We just did lima beans. I need to go through and water them this weekend. No, I need to go through and water them right now. Whoa. So that was our planting science stuff. And then the other big thing I wanted to share with you guys was I get a lot of questions about guided reading and like what's in my guided reading binder and like what do I do for guided reading, because I think it's one of those things that I don't know, I always felt like I wasn't doing it correctly, and so I don't know, I would always look out for people like helping with guided reading, because it's one of those things I just felt like I was never doing right. But I don't think that there's like a one-way perfect right way to do guided reading. I think you need to just do what your kids need, and it's all about just improving their reading. So I think that's my 2 cents for today. But anyway, so I made up these little folders. So with a couple of my reading groups that are like below level, I've realized like we're getting really close to the end of the year, and I really need to like try to get them as far as they can where they need to be. One thing I noticed though when I'm sitting in my group is I'm constantly like trying to pull stuff out, and I'm like probably wasting, you know, just a few seconds here and there, but it's like seconds that probably add up. So I decided to just make them each a little folder. So let me show you what I put in it. So this is for one of my lower groups that's just working on a lot of like short vowels and stuff still. So basically when they sit down, we'll go through the alphabet, the alphabet sounds. We'll go through this list of blends, and we just go through them together. And then they have this in here because we do a lot of sounding words out, and so I'll have them doing like the phoneme deletion. So like, let's make Matt, and then let's make Matt turn into Pat. So they'll do that, and then I gave them both a little pyramid sentence. This is a tip from one of you guys. I think it was on here, maybe it was on Instagram. Someone said to use these pyramid sentences, which I really like. And then they have their list for their sight words. So they're list 1 and then list 2 and list 3. It's so annoying that this is on here, and I'm sure I could like try to fix it to where it wasn't, but whatever. And then this student has some short A words. So they're working on just blending out words, because we're working on whole word reading, like trying to read the whole word versus like sounding it out. So we're still sounding it out, but we're getting there. And then they have a fluency passage. So these are something that they're familiar with. I got these off TPT. The seller was Stacy Siegel, I think that is. I don't know. You can search that. It was a super cheap pack. I want to say it was like $3, and I've used it like crazy. So they have that, and then the end they'll have their dictation sentence. So I keep their little readers in here, and so we read through the book, and then at the end before they leave my group, then I'll pick out one sentence from here and then have them dictate it, and then they go through and like make sure. This is also from TPT, does not have a seller on here. I know it was a freebie though. I think I just typed in dictated sentences or dictation sentences, and that popped up like on the first page. And then in the back they have a fluency chart. So I'm going to have them track. This will be for that fluency passage. That fluency passage, I believe, had 30 words, if I remember correctly. So this one has 33 at the top. I found one that like could fit, because a lot of them had like 150 words, and we're just like, we weren't there. And then they're also going to have the words that they know for their sight word list. This actually came with this pack. So that's kind of where I'm working with those students. And then my other group has basically the same thing. I did put it in a yellow folder, but it's essentially like the same thing. They've got their blends, they don't have an alphabet thing, and then they've got like a sound box. They've got their book in there. They've got, what else did I put in here that was any different? They've got dictated sentences, and then they're sounding out blends and digraphs. So their little thing looks a little bit different, but that's kind of just what they're working on. So I wanted to share that with you guys because I thought it was super helpful for my groups especially. I just feel like we're wasting less time. I just hand them the folder. I've only used it I think twice now, but I do really like it, and it's like everything is there. And do I get through every single thing in the folder every single day? No, but at least it's there. And if I have to say like, oh, we're gonna skip that little piece today, it's not a big deal. And but everything is there, and everything is like ready to go, and I can change out that stuff like once a week or once every other week. Really the only really the only thing that needs to change would be like the sounding out stuff, because everything else in there is like pretty generic. So, and then I guess their fluency passage. So anyway, I also realized I should probably mention I have a scratch on my chin from Axel because he got really excited this weekend and scratched my face. And then the other thing I'm doing is, I think I mentioned this before, but I'm using Get Epic for a book club. So I have their little like to-do right here. And so we're currently reading all about Amelia Earhart. So on here I keep what their to-do is currently. So currently they're in charge of reading page 4 through 8, and then I put on there like when we'll meet. So I said like we're gonna meet today at 12, so they know when their reading needs to be done by, and then they have to have the reading done before they come to me, and then we get together and we just talk about like what did we read about, what questions did we have, did we come across any words that we weren't excuse me, I wonder if I'm getting sick or if it's my allergies. I hope so. I hope it's my allergies. Anyway, we talk about any questions that we may have had or just anything like that. We just have a little discussion about it. And because that's like my highest reading group, and at this point I told them I know that you guys know how to read, and now we need to work on like comprehending the reading and like talking about the reading and discussing it and everything like that. So that's it for now. I also updated my little area of my guided reading area. So I put those little things up here that I shared with you guys last week, the little Jen Jones quote bubbles, and then we have just our purpose that we're currently working on, which is author's purpose. I would just keep that up there. That's like our ELA like whole goal. I don't work on that with every single group because some of the groups were literally just working on like reading skills, and I just use this little area. But yeah, so I like updated that a little bit. I moved my iReady thing that used to be right there because it was kind of in the way, and the iReady March Madness is almost over, so that's that. Anyway, I had a training after school today, so I'm trying to get this video done. That was just like 2 big pieces I wanted to share with you guys because I just felt like they would be useful for you. So with that, I guess that means I'm done. I guess I'll show you my outfit really quick. I'm wearing this shirt, which is from, crap, what's the name of it called? Dread Tank, yes. And I have a coupon code, I believe. If not, I'll have it listed down below. I want to say it's I don't know, maybe it's 2nd grade with a 2, I don't know. I'll look and see what my coupon code is. It's for 10% off. But yeah, so I have this one. It just says choose happy, and these shirts are so soft, it's crazy. And then I just wore it with a little I wore it with this skirt, which I like this skirt, but I don't like the way it fits like right here. I don't know why, like something about it just like looks awkward. I feel like it like, I don't know, it feels weird. And then I have on just these little flats. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, and if there's anything you guys ever want to like me to give you my tips and tricks on, always let me know, because I would love to make sure that I'm doing what you guys want. So with that, I will see you guys in my next video.